Welcome back to the show. I'm so excited you're joining us again. Once again, I have Doug Larsen, CEO of Safeguard Recruiting, with us. All things recruiting in law enforcement. If you haven't been watching us, go back and watch previous episodes because Doug Larsen and Safeguard will give you hope. This is not a recruiting crisis, folks. It's a decision crisis, and making the right decisions is everything when it comes to recruiting. Doug Larsen, how are you doing today?
Doing excellent, Travis.
Well, man, I know you guys have been busy. Your clients have been having massive success. Today, I want to talk about a topic that I know is near and dear to your heart, which is videos. In the last several years, pretty much every agency out there has been doing these recruiting videos, right? And I got to tell you, they're pretty fancy. I know in your on-ground seminar and your online seminar, which you can find at safeguardrecruiting.com, you go into a whole tidbit about videos, right? For instance, Washington, D.C. Metro won Video of the Year last year. At the same time, they're at the lowest staffing in history. The staffing doesn't seem to improve. Videos are very, very expensive for agencies. I know you guys do videos, Doug, but you do them a little bit differently. So explain to the audience why leveraging a recruiting video to actually recruit is an issue.
Yeah, we actually love videos. Videos have their place, and there's a priority in the order of your recruiting that a video fits, but it shouldn't be your lead. And if it's your lead, it's not going to generate as much for your department in the way of candidates as other methods would. So I like videos, but videos, especially some of these recruiting ones we've seen, and they're creative. There's some departments doing a great job out there with their videos. But we want to use those more once we got somebody interested in our department, not as the lead generator for our department. And we got statistics to back that up, that it's just not going to be as effective as you need it to be. It's not the best way to spend your dollars, I'll tell you that. There are definitely priorities that I would suggest, and it wouldn't be leading with a video.
Yeah, and you have some interesting conversations with clients, right? That have already done a video. Maybe they've been with another company, because let's face it, these videos are very appealing, right? I mean, we're sending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 agencies are spending to get them a 3 or 4 minute video, maybe some Instagram clips, and they do that for a number of months, and they see that they don't get an increase in candidates. What do they tell you when you onboard them, Doug, about when they ask you about this video? Because I know a lot of them want you to use the video to recruit. Do you have some examples of how you've had to explain that to people, or even show them how the videos don't exactly work on the front end? Because just like Doug reiterated, they're great on the back end. Once you get the recruits in, to use the video to nurture those leads, but the front end, it's not very successful, is it?
No, it's not successful in getting people to take the next steps to apply for your department and become engaged in that whole process of being hired by your department. And we've seen this a lot. We talked to a number of different departments, and first thing I would say, Travis, is one, you need to dial in where you're spending your resources and what the results are. And some departments just can't give those answers when you ask the questions. Others have spent a lot of money on videos, and they push those videos out, and they've come back with very low numbers of candidates come from the videos. I mean, we're talking really low, like single digit number type low off a video where they've spent a lot of money.
Yeah. So how would you tell a department, let's say they have an existing video, how would you tell a department to use that video in their recruiting journey?
Yeah, I would say first we need to generate interest within your department, within your opening, and there's different ways to do that through digital campaigns and messaging, and get people interested in your department and taking the steps towards being hired by your department. Once they are in that process, definitely use those videos to your advantage to show the culture of your department, the branding of your department, what's important to you about your department, and get people excited about working for your department. And that's where you keep them engaged in the process, get them feeling more involved in your department. It just shouldn't be your lead.
Yeah, and I think you said it best. Video is a branding product. It's a marketing product. It's not a recruiting product, right? So it makes sense when people are interested in working for you that you show them the best of your brand. You show them who you are. Video is a great way to do that. But on the front end, they just don't produce next to anything. I know that may be hard to believe because we think they're cool from law enforcement, but you got to look at the candidate, right? I mean, it's a video-centric recruit that we're going for, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're probably not as impressed by your cool video than we are, correct?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I do like videos. I watch a lot of department videos, and you would think they would produce more for you. I mean, we've got the hard data. The numbers don't lie when you look at it and look at if you're pushing video first. It just you can't go against the statistics that are there, and it's just not that effective.
Well, the other thing is you're spending a lot of money for where you could be getting names. So let's just take $50,000. First off, the first answer is I know you're not going to tell what you charge agencies for video because you obviously have some great videographers and you do video, but it's not $50,000, is it?
No, it's not $50,000. You can get definitely quality video for less than that, and we've run up across this at times where um, there's administrators that are dead set on getting videos, and if you look at what they've spent for a video and what they could have spent towards generating candidates for their department, it's amazing the value they could have got out of that money.
Yeah, it's in the thousands. I mean, I know you could probably give a hard figure, and as we've talked about before, is you're unique, Doug, at Safeguard, where you could call up a marketing company that says they're recruiting, right? But here's how you can tell if you're a recruiting company. I have this many openings. How much will it cost to fill it? If your company can't answer that, you don't have a recruiting company. You have a marketing company that's just throwing stuff against the wall, right? Just hoping it works. You guys give hard numbers. If a department's down 500 people or 50 people, you'll tell them the exact cost it will take. Now, it's more than just cost, right? They have to put the work in, but you tell them a cost to be able to generate that type of attention to the agency. Because as we said before, there's not a lack of interest in law enforcement. There's a lack of actual recruiting effort, is there not?
You're exactly right. It's let's call it an adjustment in your processes that need to take place at a bunch of departments because we've got set in our ways over time where we didn't really have to recruit. It was easy to get people coming in, and then it kind of maybe it made sense that hey, I'll go this marketing route. I generate interest in my department, and that turns into more people are going to want to work for me. But that's not true, right? We can. It's really easy to get people to go click on your website and look at your department, but we want to go after people that can fit your qualifications, are interested in working in this line of work, and want to take those next steps. And there's a big difference between recruiting and marketing, and they both have their place along this process, but we really want to get people's priorities dialed into what goes first.
Yeah, you're recruiting focus first, which is people, and then marketing second, which is video and websites. But let's say I call you up, Doug, and I say, hey, I believe in your philosophy. I want people.
I think video is an excellent way to take some of the stress and out of the hiring process. Educate people every step of the way, what they need to do, what the process is. You can do videos based around, hey, this is what the PT test is. This is how we prepare for it, the written test, the any kind of interviewing that you've got to do, but also you can start dialing into, look, this is our department. This is what the specialties we offer. This is what you can do. You get some experience here, and we have all these different options, all these different things that you can do and try. And that's where you start building the brand of your department up, the culture of your department, and really getting people engaged in it. Not up front. We got to get those people first before we can do any of that.
Good stuff. And it's just really just a mindset shift, right? Put the recruiting first, the video or the marketing second. And you've seen this work all over the country, have you not?
Exactly. This is working. People are interested in working in law enforcement. It's a different way to go after these people and engage with them. And that's what we're trying to educate departments on now. We can solve the problem. We are solving the problem, and we can help you dial in your approach. And that's what's very important here. You can't leave steps out of the process, or you start losing people out of the process. And nobody wants to do that right now. We're dealing with different times, different generations, different ways to communicate, and you got to keep up with that every step of the way to be successful.
Good stuff. Doug Larsen, Safeguard Recruiting. You are changing the dynamics of recruiting. You're saving communities. Thank you so much for being here.
And thank you, Travis.